So, thank you. Welcome back to my channel. Let's start from where we stopped. In the previous video, we have already discussed about about the features of plant and animal. We have discussed about the sensitivity, the irritability, the growth of the plants, the difference between them. Even though they are the features of living things, but they still have their own differences, and that little differences we have discussed it. So the next one we shall discuss here is let's take. I think we have discussed the nutrition before. We have discussed the irritability. Now let's proceed. Cell structure. Yeah, cell structure. In both plants and animal, their cell structure is of difference. Here in plants, cell wall is present. Cell wall is present. And this cell wall has what? It has vacuum, and chloroplast. Yeah, their own cell wall is what is present, and it has vacuum and chloroplast. In plants, we all know that what the cell wall is made up of what? Chitin, cellulose. Their cell wall is made up of cellulose. Yes, their cell wall of a plant is made up of cellulose. But in animal, cell wall is absent. Cell wall is absent. Even the cell structure, maybe we might see that there's element of a structure, but it's still different. Yes, that is why the cell wall of a plant is made up of cellulose, and the cellulose is what? Is a polysaccharide in nature. What do I mean by polysaccharide? The combination of monosaccharides and disaccharides to produce what? To produce higher saccharide. The combination of what? Of monosaccharide and disaccharide to produce what? To produce polysaccharide. Example of monosaccharide might be from glucose and the likes. So that's the example. But in animal, the cell wall is what is absent. So the next one we are talking about is support system. Let me say support. In plants, they have their own support system. In animal, there is support system for them as well, but their support system are also different. Even the support is part of the features or the characteristics of living things. Yes, but they are different because support in plants are made up by turgor, turgor, or lignified tissues. But in animal, you have what? The endoskeleton, and exoskeleton. Let's now explain. What is turgor? A turgor can be defined as what? As the pressure exerted by fluid, especially water, in plants. Yes, that is turgor. A turgor is what? Is the pressure that is being exerted by what? By fluid. That's the reason why we have different processes. We have what? Pressures are being exerted. there's a situation where there's more salt than the water, and there's a situation where there's more water than the salt in the same tissue of a plant. That is structure. And also lignified tissues. Lignified tissues. These lignified tissues, they are also tissues, but they have become woody tissue. What do you mean by woody tissues? Woody tissues. They are woody tissues. These lignified tissues, they are woody tissues because as a result of what? The deposit of what? Linchin. The deposit. Sorry. The deposit of what? Deposit of linchin. And you all have known that a linchin is another polysaccharide. A linchin is another polysaccharide. But here, we have the endoskeleton and the exoskeleton. Because this is their own support system. What actually make a tree to stand as a tree is either this stogon or lignified tissues. That makes them as a tree that they stand, they erect. But in an animal, it's either we use endoskeleton and exoskeleton. What do you mean by endoskeleton and exoskeleton? The skeleton that is inside body is called endo. While the skeleton outside body is exoskeleton. Majority of higher animals use endoskeleton. Like we human being, we are endoskeleton. But majority of some higher animals, let me say some higher animals and lower animals, they use exoskeleton. That is the reason why you see, a snake. May do what is called molting ecdysis. Molting ecdysis. What do you mean by molting ecdysis? The process by which an animal with an exoskeleton to shield the previous skeleton to take another new skeleton. That's meant by molting ecdysis. A process where an animal shield the skeleton, the previous skeleton, to take another skeleton is called molting ecdysis. And the animal that do molting ecdysis are exoskeleton. Why they usually do the exoskeleton? The major issue is the enlargement. Yes, they want to become enlargement. A small animal like snake, a very small snake that wants to become a bigger snake has to go on this molting ecdysis. Why? Because he has to shield the previous skin to take a bigger skin for the enlargement. That's the reason why they do molting ecdysis, and that molting ecdysis is for the enlargement. And this molting ecdysis is doing is for the exoskeleton. The animals that have their skeleton outside the body. But we human beings, we have our own skeleton inside. So that's another features that we have discussed. Please like this particular video, thumbs up and like it, so you can get subsequent video that we discuss more on on biology. Thank you very much.